Back to the Major 9 weekend news, and at 5:39, this is a live shot from Cloud 9 on Terra Center. As you can see, Sioux City being buffeted currently as a powerful winter storm is moving through our region. All of the counties in the KCAU viewing area under a winter storm warning this evening. Now that affects southeast South Dakota, northeast Nebraska, and northwest Iowa at this time. Temperatures across the region, it's getting cold as this front is moving through. 19 in Worthington, 32 in Spencer, 33 currently in Storm Lake, 35 in Denison, 28 currently in Sioux City, 27 in Lamars, 20 in Yankton, 13 in O'Neill, also in Ord and Omaha. They're the warm spot at this time. They're still hanging on with 38 degrees. Temperatures, though, dropping rapidly across the region. Our almanac page for this Sunday, we started the day out at 25 degrees, not too far off the mark of 29, got to 40, 10 shy of our normal high, which should be right around 50 degrees. Missouri River over 18 feet and holding steady. Precip today so far since midnight, 41/100ths of an inch as that rain and snow has fallen throughout much of the day here in Siouxland. U.S. satellite image, keep your eye right here on our satellite pictures. We go ahead and put this into motion. Watch for the clear-cut counterclockwise spin of a powerful low-pressure system that is pulling up warm, moist air from the south. Concurrently, it is also bringing down Arctic cold air from the north, and those two factors combining is what's creating the snowy, winter-like weather here in the north, and for part of the south-central United States is bringing up some severe weather. This is where it gets a little complicated. National radar, a lot of watch boxes to tell you about. Severe thunderstorm watches in effect for Arkansas, eastern Iowa into Illinois, part of northeast Missouri as well. We have winter storm warnings in effect for northeast Nebraska and northwest Iowa. Blizzard warnings for northeast South Dakota, central Nebraska, and southwestern Minnesota. We have winter weather advisories in effect for northern Minnesota, central South Dakota, and the panhandle section of Nebraska. Also part of northeastern Iowa at this time and south central Nebraska. And we have tornado watches continuing for parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Missouri at this time. Volatile, violent weather situation for much of the northern, central, and south central United States. South Central Regional Radar, within the last hour, we've seen a lot of precip push up from the south, and in fact, you see here moderate to heavy cells making their way into south central Iowa. We have seen severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for part of south central Iowa. Those have been allowed to expire. Some of those remain in effect, though, probably for another 10 minutes for Madison County and central Iowa. Severe thunderstorm warning continues. Moderate to heavy cells also in our neck of the woods. Nothing severe, but a lot of moisture coming out of these cells. As you can imagine right here, these cells dip back into Nebraska, parts of western Kansas, also down into the western section of Missouri. Tonight's lows, what are we expecting? We're on the line once again. 20s for our region, but not too far away. Southeast South Dakota, central Nebraska going to see temperatures in the teens. Single digits for western South Dakota, back up into North Dakota and a section of northwest Minnesota there, as you can see, as we have a complex, powerful low-pressure system moving through. Cold front advancing in from the north and from the west, and there's a center of low pressure that's affecting our weather most predominantly at this time. Once again, warm, moist air from the south, Pacific moisture coming in via a trough from the Pacific Northwest, and colder air coming in from the north. Those two factors combined, it creates instability, and in this case, snow in the north and severe weather off to our south. Things looking better by tomorrow, though. Going to be colder, though, but the majority of the fronts and the low-pressure systems moving on off to the north and to the east. The low-pressure center is. The front continues off to the south and to the east. High pressure comes into our region from south-central Canada, trying to clear the skies out. Unfortunately, the other point that there is with high pressure is that it also brings a bit colder air, unfortunately, down in our neck of the woods. So tomorrow, what are we expecting for high temperatures? 20s, teens off to the north and the west for a large part of South Dakota and the panhandle section of Nebraska. 30s off to the south and the southeast. Much warmer to the south. Jealous of them at this time. Going to forecast details for your overnight, remember that a winter storm warning does continue for all the counties in the KCAU viewing area. Here in the metro, snow continues. 20 our overnight low, northwest winds at 30. Weather ball on Terra Center white, precip is in sight. If you're going to be traveling tonight, jot down these numbers for road conditions. In Iowa, 515-288-1047. In Nebraska, 402-553-5000. And in South Dakota, 605-773-3536. But again, as we told you at the top of our news, don't travel tonight if you can help it. Tomorrow, 20 degrees, flurries continuing throughout much of the day. Northwest winds 25 to 35, giving us a bit of a wind chill to contend with. Tuesday, 29, cloudy skies continue. Northwest winds at 5 to 15, and the 5-day extended forecast, cloudy and 37 for Wednesday. Good news, Sahar, is that once all this cold and snow and yuck moves through, temperatures start rebounding a little bit. Cloudy for Thursday and 45, and by the end of the work week on Friday, looking for cloudy skies and 50 degrees.
We just need to make it through tonight.
Tonight and tomorrow, and then it gets better from there.
All right.